Hello, welcome to another edition of Trial by Magus. Today we're going to be looking at the German Dornier Do.335A1 Tier 8 Premium Heavy Fighter. Now, historically, this aircraft was produced at the end of the war. It actually did enter serial production, unlike a lot of the other Wunderwaffe, but it was not operationally used because by that time Germany was low on fuel, pilots, airspace, and pretty much everything else that would be required to operate aircraft of this caliber. This aircraft was designed to be a multi-role aircraft. It was capable of quick ascent for bomber interception. It was also a very sturdy airframe, so it could carry a lot of external armaments, so it could be used in a Schnellbomber or close support role as well. And having an unconventional twin-engine design, it would be quite resilient in that respect. The thing was capable of flying with only one of the two engines operating. There was a lot of things unconventional about this aircraft. All of it coming down to the arrangement of its engine and weapons. Now, the engines, both in the forward and the back, are the same motor, although there were proposed versions of this aircraft that would have used a jet engine in the back with the air scoop on the bottom of the aircraft being moved to the top to supply constant airflow to the rear jet engine, but that version of the aircraft never saw fruition. What we are looking at here is what actually got built. Well, that and a two-seater trainer version of this airframe. In-game, the aircraft is classified as a heavy fighter and is equipped with optional weapons, that being 4 SD-250 250 kilogram high explosive bombs. These do pretty decent damage, 5,000 each, with a blast radius of 75. So if you mount those and you drop all of them on a single target, it should pretty much wipe it out unless you're dealing with something that has a lot of ground space on it, like the central point on a industrial complex target. Now, her onboard weapons are all mounted right in the nose here. We have a 30mm cannon and a pair of 15s right above it that fire synchronized through her forward prop. Let's take a look at these. Now, that is a 30mm MK103. That is the high-velocity version of the big German gun, which gives it an effective firing range of 1 kilometer. Very nice. It does not fire very quickly, unlike the guns on the 262. But for rapid fire, you've got these 15mm MG151s, which have an effective firing range of 720, so a little bit less than the 30mm, but up close at medium to close range, those 15s are going to be putting out most of your damage. Although the closer you get, the easier it is to land hits with that big 30mm gun. Let me tell you, when you get hit by that thing, if you've ever been shot at by the TA-152 and had the shot connect, this is the exact same gun, so it can lay out a pretty good amount of hurt on you. While we're taking a look at this, we'll go over the equipment recommendations for you here. I have the engine tuning mod here because, as a German heavy fighter, you're going to be depending on those engines for a lot. Your attack, your defense. It's one of the best tools you have, is your speed and engine power. Secondly, I added gyroscopic gun sight for the straight damage increase it delivers and how it tightens up the firing pattern at longer ranges. Finally, I took improved covering to avoid taking critical damage to my fuselage and wings, because while this is a heavy fighter, it is quite maneuverable for a heavy. You're not going to win any dogfights against light fighters, but this thing handily outmaneuvers pretty much every heavy I've come up against with her, except for the Pancake at low speeds. But the Pancake is just a giant violation of standard aerodynamic physics anyway, so just don't tackle them by yourself if you're in one of these things. And if you're in a Pancake flying against this thing, I'll see if the guy flying it will be silly and slow down with you. For equipment, consumables, I've gone with the standard lineup here: pneumatic restarter, first aid dressing, and manual fire extinguishers. That's the cheapest setup you can go with here, but with engines being this important, you could probably go with the premium version of the restarter. And I haven't had a lot of crew injuries on this aircraft, so you could change out that first aid dressing package for something else. As far as the ammunition goes, I run with universal on the 15s and standard on the 30. This thing does generate a lot of credits when you fly her, but the rounds for the 30 are pretty expensive, 12,000 a pop, and it doesn't increase their performance that well. So if I'm going to start fires on the enemy airplanes, I'm going to do it with my 13s because of their much higher rate of fire. Crew skills. I have Oberleutnant Charlotte here, my aviatrix pilot, with her special abilities. View range, not that important anymore in the game after 2.0, but the Celestial Fury head-on attack skill is awesome in this plane. And Engine Guru stacks up really well with it. I would recommend going for Engine Guru 2 as well, and after that, pretty much the sky's the limit. Just pick skills that match your flying style, and this plane will work for you. Tactics-wise with this thing, you want to go up high in her and use her to intercept enemy bombers and counter enemy fighters. If you are playing defensive with her and you have a bomber to defend, work with your wingman or the bomber pilot in order to set up enemy interceptors for you to come by and just shellac with one pass. Light fighters pretty much die instantly when the Pfeil or arrow gets a good shot at them. Dealing with other heavy fighters, you can always tag team with a wingman or try to use your superior maneuverability to outfly them. Light fighters, if you're by yourself, you're going to want to use your speed and altitude ability to pull away from them and get yourself set up for the next pass. Don't try to dogfight anything that's got less engines than you do. I have a battle for you now in this. It's not my first one, it's actually the second battle. The first battle, the replay got fouled out, so had to go for a do-over. I'm flying with Waffles of Wrath, a wingman of mine from the Knights of Dracarys clan. Hope you enjoy it. If you have the opportunity, I fully recommend that you get your hands on this aircraft. She is a worthy addition to any hangar, especially if you want to have a premium, high-tier German heavy fighter. Good hunting.
Attention! You are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
All right, let's do it.
You are approaching the front line. Off we go.
Bombers coming in down the middle of it. done. I see Marco. He's incoming towards us. He's in the south side. He's engaged down there.
Our airfield is under enemy control. We need to retake the initiative.
I'm engaging. Got him. Bomber's hitting the south side, intercepting. Bigger than yours. Yeah, engaging the catfish now. Come here, buddy. Oh, I love this plane! Bombers incoming again, making a pass. All yours. Nice kill. One got away to the south and heading towards it. You okay? Ah! Marco's hanging around in the back, killing defense planes. Let's go put an end to that. You hear me? Yeah, I'm all by myself back here. I am going to need a hand with him. Oh, messed it up pretty good on my first one. Good kill secure. Yeah, when Marco was coming at me head on, I saw those tiny Tims underneath of him, and I thought I thought I was dead. I thought I was going to eat one. Well, they do, and he is way better at shooting missiles than I am. All right, J8M, you want to play this game? I can climb too. Yeah. Come on, turn around. I know you want to. Man, that thing's small. Flew right between the bullets. Nice shot.
Victory is ours. We're waiting for your return.
Well, that's the 8K mission completed. GG's.